Councilmember Green, thank you for taking
This motherfucker looks so crooked. He's probably the one that helped him escape. Sure. Give me $50. I'll let you out.
the time to join us tonight. I want to start with this video that we just received of the escape. Take a look at this with us, and if you can, talk to us about what you see here. What is your reaction as
Glorious. All prison breaks are glorious. This is like a mini October 7th.
you see all of these inmates just running
I love this.
in this massive group, leaving a prison where they are supposed to be secure for incredibly violent crimes?
I appreciate the
Incredibly violent crimes. I think one of these guys was a juvenile that, like, literally has been in prison his entire life.
opportunity to
Mind you, it is very, like, people understand how fucking easy it is to end up with a criminal record in this country. Like, you can literally drive your car the wrong way or not pay the appropriate shakedown for your vehicle, and you can end up being a fucking criminal. It is extremely easy to become a criminal in this country.
talk to you. And what I see there is
I will be right back.
some very dangerous inmates who are not thinking clearly, who are leaving a prison.
What do you mean not thinking clearly? What do you mean not? They thought very clearly. If they weren't thinking clearly, they wouldn't have been able to escape out of your fucking bro. People just say shit. If they were not thinking clearly, they would have not been able to orchestrate a jailbreak.
Facility, going out into our community, actually putting themselves and their family members, because some of them are going to contact family members, in greater danger. If anyone is watching who knows where these inmates are, I encourage them to have them to come right back to the sheriff's office, to the Orleans Justice Center, to be reincarcerated, because they're just putting themselves in danger and also our community in danger. If anyone is hurt because of their actions, let me tell you, the consequences will be so severe that they will regret that they didn't simply walk back in after that silly looking escape that happened just this morning.
Councilmember, watching this and seeing how it seems like they were able to just get out and just jog and go, no immediate resistance there. It is hard to believe this could happen in 2025 in New Orleans. This is a jail that is overseen and run by the sheriff there.
Why are you so flabbergasted that this happened in New Orleans? New Orleans is one of the crookedest cities in an extremely crooked country. Of course it happened in New Orleans. Where else would this have happened? Like, of course, like you could literally bribe a guard with a beignet and they'll let you out.
Do you think
Yes.
the sheriff should resign?
Well, I'm going to reserve judgment with regards to that matter. I mean, she's taken matters into her own hands. As NBC has reported, that at least 3 staff members have been suspended. I'm going to wait and determine what the evidence shows relative to what should have been done. Certainly,
All the answers, bro.
there are.
I'm sorry. This is some trickster shit. Like, I'm a black man, one generation removed from a Mississippi Delta cotton field. I love tricksters, High John the Conqueror, all that stuff. Yeah, I love that shit. Like, everybody loves when the field dude pulls one over on old massa. Everybody loves that. How you going to say skilly? Like, bro, I'm still tripping off the reporter saying, I'm still tripping off dudes saying that they made a very silly, like, bro, they were not thinking. How are they not thinking? No, y'all weren't thinking clearly. Y'all were the ones that weren't doing your job. Knowing New Orleans, these motherfuckers were probably drunk or high or crooked or all three, and they let the motherfuckers go.
Significant lapses in security to make this even possible, but
Motherfuckers running across the highway and shit.
in terms of the specifics relative to the sheriff,
Why would you build a jail right next to a highway?
we'll wait and see, because on a job like this, to be very honest with you, there's somebody who participated likely on the inside or the
No shit.
outside. They
Both.
felt too comfortable leaving that facility, but anyone who's helped them has got to know that you will suffer severe
Of course you feel comfortable leaving a facility. It's fucking jail. I'd rather sleep in a cardboard box than be at jail.
consequences, also that you will be charged and that you are putting your
As a council member, when you
They-
hear
What, bro? If these guys are smart, and they're obviously very smart, because stupid people don't escape jail, they're probably long gone. You ain't gonna never find them again.
these reports as a council
Hop on a fucking shrimping boat and go to Mexico.
member of claims from the sheriff that they were short staffing. In some reports I've seen her say they were 60% short on
Anywhere but jail?
staffing that day. It's different
Oh, hi, True James. Did you get tornadoes out there too?
points, as we heard Priya reporting there, saying
Come help us chuck bricks and fucking cut up demolished trees.
there were inoperable security cameras, also saying there were defective locks. And at one point I've seen interviews where the sheriff
This is a lot like the St. Louis jail. The St. Louis jail had a whole ass riot a couple years back because like the inmates were literally able to open up the fucking cell and take guards hostage. Like, do you have the idea like how incompetent these motherfuckers are? Most of these people are barely a step above inmates themselves. As a matter of fact, I would say I would trust an average inmate in a jail to run the jail before I trust the fucking CO.
said that it would cost something like $5 million to bring the locks up to current standards. How
I don't subscribe to the notion that all prisoners are dangerous. Most prisoners are not dangerous. I grew up around former prisoners. Like, they don't, no. It's very, very easy to break the law in this country because the bourgeoisie have made many, many laws.
How did this jail get in this position to begin with? Who is in charge for overseeing that they have the money, that they have the staff, all of this to carry out their day-to-day tasks?
Yeah. I would like to hear the inmates' perspective. And they literally escaped out this hole. And look, they left something for them to remember them by. Fuck Orleans Parish Sheriff's Office. Suck my dick, OJC. Catch us when you can. Too easy. And this is the kicker. I love this. Somebody wrote, I'm innocent. And then I guess the communist of the bunch crossed it out and wrote, we innocent. And I guess this is a drawing of one of the guys' face. And you have this dude. I think he broke out of jail in Connecticut. And he's like, I am a good person. Good luck. I love this. It's the 1930s all over again. So, to tonight's main topic. Oh, yeah. Luigi. You know, I actually had hope for these Luigi people. I was like, oh, finally, white people get it. But then I started to realize, like, half of you all only care about Luigi Mangione because y'all want to fuck the guy. No, 90% of you all only care about Luigi Mangione because y'all want to fuck the guy. Y'all have literally turned this dude into a sex doll for your sick. Like, this man is literally on the verge of being executed. Trump's people want to railroad this guy. Oh, speaking of Trump, Cash Patel is closing down the Hoover building in D.C. I don't know if he found a stash of J. Edgar Hoover's dirty old panties or what, but yeah, I love when the enemy makes mistakes. Like, people are like, oh, they're ruining America. Good. I want America run. I don't want it. Well, like, why would you, as a communist, want a strong America? Why would you, as an oppressed person, want a strong America? Why would you? Why would you? And yet, Luigi probably did, like, 95% chance Luigi didn't even do that shit. They planted evidence on a dude. Yeah, he should be free. But the people that have oriented themselves around this whole thing, a lot of them are good people. A lot of them are attorneys. A lot of them are people who like give a shit about political prisoners. That's what Luigi Mangione is. He's a political prisoner. But a lot of these people are just fucking weirdos. They're the same types of people that would let Ted Bundy hit. So, like, there's no organizations. There's no politics. There's no militancy. There's nothing. Y'all wanted the dude to be let out so y'all could fuck him. Just say it. I would trust you a lot more if you didn't try to hide it beneath the veneer of some weird social democratic politics. Like, none of these people have mentioned Rodney Hinton. Ain't none of y'all, where are y'all at in fucking Cincinnati for Rodney Hinton? A father seeking justice for his murdered son. Y'all are nowhere to be found. You know why? Because y'all are racist as fuck. That's why. If it was a real movement, they'd be advancing analysis and organizing around black and brown political prisoners. Like, I really wanted to have hope for these people. I really wanted to. But by and large, it's just more white people silliness. We don't have time for it. They're getting ready to execute this dude, and y'all are making fucking fan fiction. Elon Musk is this. I don't even know why I still pay this guy for Twitter. I know why, so I can edit my walls of text. Anyways, he keeps sharing this stupid shit. Birth rates are plummeting. The global population is collapsing. Then you go to the countries. France, EU, Germany, Finland, Italy, Spain. Why are they curfewing STL? I will get to that in a minute. Right? Most of the world's, the overwhelming majority of the world's population does not live in Europe. Okay? The vast majority of the world's population, the Chinese are 1/4 of humanity. 1 out of every 4 human beings is Chinese. IMT folks here ran a whole newspaper on Luigi and tried to sell it at a random union rally. Well, the thing that gets me about these people, why would somebody pay for something that they can read on the internet? Like, why exactly? See, I'm in good with the Trots in St. Louis. They dig me. So they give me free papers. Well, they gave me a free paper once. Shout out, Brad, if you're watching. Anyways, why would I buy a Trotskyist newspaper? I would buy the Black Panther Party paper. Because for one, well, actually, I would probably get it for free because if the Black Panther Party was still around for real, I would definitely be a member. But if I were not a member of the Black Panther Party, I would buy the Black Panther Party paper. Because that's important to black people. Like, why would I want to open up? Why would I pay you hard-earned money for what? For what? Why? I don't know. If you try to understand why people do the things that they do, why everybody does the things that they do, you'll go insane. I'm already insane enough. I don't need it anymore. This guy gives me the fucking creeps. Like, just look at him. This guy looks like he would literally eat you alive. Literally. There's something about this guy. I think the incels call it hunter eyes. I don't know, but yeah. Also, don't post shit like this. If you do, I'm going to roast the shit out of you. It says, take their land, take their authority, take their women, take their power. You don't post shit like this if you call yourself revolutionary. Don't talk like this if you call yourself revolutionary. Do not, because I want to mock you. This is not medieval Europe. You're not a bandit. You're not a warlord. You're a dude on the internet. Like, you're an edgy motherfucker on the internet. This does not help us. This does not help our cause. Oh yeah, Cash Patel has a hilarious fucking voice. Like, revolutionary soldiers and cadres do not commit rape and other vicious crimes against women, white or otherwise. They don't. Yeah, if they did, they should do the reverse. They should do the reverse one drop rule. Anybody with a drop of European DNA is white. Every black person in the United States would be white if they did that. That's a nice way to expand your fucking statistics, but that would contradict everything they know. They would contradict the founding myth of this country. But yeah, don't say weird shit like that. So yeah, to tonight's main topic of discussion, we got a whole ass tornado here. See, it's right there. Tornadoes, like, people think that tornadoes are like these little narrow, twisty little things. No, the motherfuckers are huge. Look at this. And I'm surprised because tornadoes rarely hit town in St. Louis. This is actually my own neighborhood. I used to live right across Kings Highway from Fountain Park. It's a Martin Luther King statue in Fountain Park. This is catty corner to that. It's right across the street from the Martin Luther King statue. But this is historically black church, Centennial Christian Church at 4950 Fountain Avenue. If you're in St. Louis, if you're by St. Louis, there's a shitload of relief work. We need people to chuck bricks. We need people to cut up trees. We need people to run supplies. We need people to do a lot of stuff because we got hit pretty bad. Where I live in South County, just across the river De Pere from the city proper, probably around 5 minutes from the city proper. But we didn't really get hit that bad here. I grew up in Ferguson. I hate telling people this because they always think I lie for clout. But yeah, for most of my childhood, I lived in Ferguson. Attended Ferguson Florissant School District, all that. So I grew up in Ferguson, and one thing about Ferguson is that huge ass fucking trees, like so huge they fuck up the sewage system. And every time a storm like this would come through, it would knock, these trees are so fucking huge. One of the branches off in these trees is the size of a regular ass tree. So huge fucking trees, we call them century trees. I hated them because with big ass trees means big ass pollen. I also am terrified of birds for some reason. You know what? I'm terrified of small reptiles, small amphibians. I don't know why I'm terrified of little shit. I'm literally 6'2", 270 pounds. I have no reason to be afraid of little things. I don't know why. Maybe one of my ancestors was murdered by a frog. But yeah. catch BRG in the whirlwind. Y'all are real fucking funny. We just had a real ass whirlwind. People always think I'm going to get PTSD in a tornado siren, but it's the opposite. I keep forgetting that Mizzou has a lot of people that come from out of state. Do people in the Midwest pay insurance for a hurricane? This wasn't a hurricane. We don't have any ocean here, bro. Where are you from? Tornadoes. Do I look like a fucking insurance claims adjuster to you? But I imagine a lot of working class people, a lot of renters, they're fucked. So, critter phobia. Yeah, that's what I have, critter phobia. And, of course, this being St. Louis. St. Louis has a huge mutual aid community. A lot of these people met through Ferguson. A lot of people, like, that's where I made most of my connections at. Occupy SLU and all that. So, yeah, people fight, squabble amongst each other. But when shit like this happens, I really love how STL pulls together. She took the cash ad down. Oh, shoot. But, because she already had gotten supplies. But, yeah, like, literally, as soon as shit was clear, people were out there saying, hey, we're meeting up at Schnucks, we're meeting up at the Dollar General, etc. Is shit okay in St. Louis? I'm literally talking about the worst tornado of my lifetime. No, shit is not okay in St. Louis. Shit is okay where I am. All we had was like a few fucking tree branches fall down and irritating tornado sirens. And yeah, but like nothing to this level of damage. Now my old neighborhood, this is fucked. You got trees down, cars smashed, 4 people died, entire big ass trees uprooted, laying on the ground. Houses smushed, and that church, big ass brick church, just crumbled. I heard that there were people in there. Wasn't able to verify those rumors or whatever, but there was a guy trapped in his basement that the firefighters pulled out. So yeah, this is at West Palm Beach. So yeah, this is a like brand new fucking apartment building. Of course, they build these things like little kids build gingerbread houses, but it's just fucking amazing. Look at this fucking balcony hanging off. Well, that's not a balcony, but like railing hanging off. Look at this shit. I gotta blow this up. This is outrageous. Yeah, my internet isn't now. You know, in South County where I am, the power grid like hates winds. Like if this shit was a little bit further south, I would not be speaking to you tonight because I wouldn't have any power. But thankfully, well, not thankfully, because it sucks when anybody's fucked up like this. But yeah, South County power grid does not like winds. I don't know why they don't just bury the fucking things. Watch again. Brand new fucking apartment building, like a house of fucking cards. I'm gonna show it to you again 3 times. Slow it down for you. Mind you, this is a densely populated urban area. Brand fucking new. They're going to get paid. The company that owns that land and that building is going to get paid, but regular working class people.
Hey man, it's a tornado, man.
This is on the north side. You don't know anything about St. Louis. You got the north and west sides, those are heavily black. The south side, which really wasn't touched by any of this, like you've got maybe a few limbs taken off trees. Really wasn't that bad. The north and west sides got hammered, and these are working class black areas. I don't know. I haven't seen any reports on category or anything. All that I know is that it's fucked and people need help.
We're in the tornado. Oh.
Tonight, a new round of explosives.
I gotta see that again. Whole fucking roof came off a house.
We're in the tornado. Oh.
Tonight, a new round of explosive storm.
If I still had my old job when this hit, I would literally be right in the middle of it. Like I would probably be floating down the Mississippi River on a roll top desk. I'm glad they laid me off.
Storms with Missouri in the bullseye. Hail pummeling the area around St. Louis, and late today, at least one suspected tornado tearing through the heart of the city, wrecking homes, damaging a church, and downing trees. Rescue crews trying to save a man trapped in the basement of a collapsed building. Staff huddling in the basement of City Hall. Elsewhere, the twister leaving utter devastation.
Everything started falling. The roof just fell in, the lights, the ceiling, all that stuff just fell down.
This tap room in St. Louis torn to pieces. People inside telling our St. Louis affiliate KSDK they barely.
It's a wonder nobody died in there. There were 20 people in that bar, and nobody died, thankfully.
Escaped with their
I guess drunks are lucky.
lives. This man says someone at the last minute told him to move out of harm's way.
If he wouldn't have told us to move, we would still been sitting there. We'd have been probably dead.
Meanwhile, this apparent tornado crossing a highway in Kentucky and flash flooding sweeping across the Northeast. With wild weather wreaking havoc at airports across the country, temporarily delaying or grounding flights in New York, D.C., even Minneapolis. All of it adding to a chaotic week. Overnight in Michigan, sparks flying along power lines as violent storms knocked out power.
If you ain't ready for this shit, don't come to the Midwest.
We continue to follow breaking news in St. Louis, where at least 4 people have died following severe.
Yeah, I never thought. I mean, they tend to hover around the outskirts, like Hazelwood, Ferguson, Florissant, area where I grew up, North County. Yeah, we got them. One tore up the airport, I think in 2010 or 2011, but like the city proper, very rarely. I don't think in my lifetime, never have I seen a tornado in the city of St. Louis proper doing this much destruction. We might have had little shit, but like never ever in my lifetime. I'm 30 years old. I've never seen such in the city of St. Louis proper. Never.
Severe storms in St. Louis, North City, and the Central West End.
The luck of the loaded.
Were hit the hardest. St. Louis County.
The Central West End, it's a pretty upscale area.
There is widespread damage in Clayton, Brentwood, and Richmond Heights. Good evening, everyone. I'm Kelly Jackson. St. Louis city leaders are going to update us at about 8:30. We will bring that to you live in about 15 minutes. You in parts of the city until 6.
What we're seeing and hearing from people, folks are hugging each other, coming together as.
I love this. Like immediately after shit was clear, my Facebook, my Twitter feed, my DMs, they were all like full of people asking, how can we help? How can we help? Like this is when race, all that bullshit that we argue over in peacetime doesn't matter. Like it doesn't matter. We're all in this. This is our fucking town. And we're not going to let people lay buried up under buildings and shit. You got fucking rednecks out in Jefferson County digging chainsaws and axes and shovels and shit out of their trailers and out of their garages saying, where can I help? Like that's what I like about this. That's what I like about this part of the country.
Community. At one point, my photojournalist Maddie was recording video when she heard a little girl tell her mom.
Who told this guy he could wear my hat? That's what I'm trying to figure out. He looks like he could be one of my relatives.
I want to go home. And the mom responded, we don't have a home. That's what many people are dealing with here tonight, and not just homeowners, but so are business owners. Let me step out of the way. You might be familiar with this shopping plaza where the Dollar Tree is located here at Page and Euclid, not far from Kings Highway. And as we zoom in, you can see a significant portion.
This is crazy. Like until 2022, I lived in it. Like this is where I lived. This is my old neighborhood.
Of that plaza now destroyed from today's heavy storms. Let's continue over. Maddie is panning over the camera right now, and you can see a home once stood here, now leveled to the ground. We have some images that we captured a little earlier this evening when we went and spoke with the man who lives here. He told me he was at work at the time, and he kept getting phone calls saying, hey, you need to get home. He rushed as quickly as he could, although many roads were blocked, and what would have normally taken a 10-minute ride to get home took more like 40 minutes because of all of the traffic and people out sightseeing and really seeing the
Sherman, you sound like a Yankee.
Damage for themselves. That man got home to find that in
St. Louis is weird, you know, like we're not fully northern. We're not fully southern. it looks like the East Coast, but well, we don't have shit to do with the West Coast. But yeah, we're like in this weird little twilight zone. We're our own thing. That's how I describe it to people. We're our own thing. We don't claim nobody, don't nobody claim us. We just St. Louis. That's why I can always tell if somebody is from here, because like St. Louisans are born mavericks. Like, that's how we are.
Indeed, what he was hearing is
Even the fucking white people. Like, I can always tell if a white St. Louisan is a transplant or if they were born and raised here. Because, like, the white people that are born and raised here, if they're not extremely racist, they're fucking weird. Especially if they were born and raised in the city. Like, it's not like New Orleans. Like, it's something, like, the vibe of people that were born and raised here is just completely fucking different. I imagine it has something to do with being buried over 30,000 cholera victims. I don't know. But yeah, a lot of death has taken place in this city.
true. His home destroyed in the storm.
And come to find out, everything I have is gone. I have no feeling.
This is a working class St. Louis accent, by the way. This is how black working class people up here talk.
Gone. I have no feelings. I don't even really know how to think right now.
If you hear somebody talking like this, you can bet they're from the 314.
You know, which
Or
way
that plus the fact that he has our hat on.
to go or whatever.
Whenever I go to Chicago, I make it a point to wear a Cardinals hat.
Phone dead, everything. So it's kind of like unbelievable.
And let's go ahead and get you back alive. We'll go back to the images here. That home is a
This shit is not supposed to happen in the city. I'm still flabbergasted. I'm still fucked up at this. Like this shit is not supposed to happen. It's supposed to happen closer to where I am, or it's supposed to happen in Jeffco, or it's supposed to happen in St. Charles across the river. We're not supposed to get this shit in the city. We're not.
two-family home, and I spoke with another gentleman who lives there, and he told me that he would normally be home asleep at the time because he works nights. Today was his first day of vacation, and at the moment when the storm hit, he happened to go run an errand. He left the house to go run an errand, and as soon as he got back, that home was leveled. This is a story for so many people tonight who are working to get through this devastation and now come to terms with their very new reality. That is the latest from St. Louis, where we're live tonight. Brent Solomon, 5 on your side.
Thanks for being with us here
Here's our drunk ass mayor.
on Live Now from Fox. I mean, 4 people are
Not her, Kara Spencer.
confirmed dead after some of these storms. Some of those officials, as
Yeah, I've got a pretty good radio voice too, and a radio face.
A lot of damage. What we know right now, we
You know, for some reason, I thought Kara Spencer was a lesbian for a long time.
have at least 3 confirmed fatalities. We have all hands
Yeah, that's what I thought initially. Jesus Christ, how long has Jankyson been there?
on deck.
Anyways, yeah, like I thought it was just I was not expecting no fucking tornado. I just thought it was gonna be a really severe thunderstorm. It's just like St. Louis and the Midwest in general are notoriously cavalier about these storms. Like it's a meme at this point. Like Midwesterners, when this shit rolls through, it's a meme that we get our lawn chairs and we go sit on the front porch with the fucking Budweiser and drink. We don't know. Like you don't know what these things are gonna fucking do. You don't. My grandma used to tell me growing up, like she used to make us cut everything electric off in the house. No TV, no video game, no nothing. She used to say, when God is doing his business, you go sit your little ass down somewhere. Like you can predict to an extent, but you never really fully know. Like you never really fully know what these things are going to do. You never know. That's why it's better safe than sorry.
Our priority here right now, today, tonight, for the next 24 hours is
What the fuck are y'all here with this eugenic shit for talking about Jewish ears and bro?
life. And
What's next? Are you gonna get out the calipers and measure her skull?
And so, as you can see here, we have just an amazing, incredible response from our emergency.
She's at least bi. She has to be.
Responders here in the city, our police, fire, EMS, our emergency response.
Why am I talking about the sexual orientation of St. Louis's mayor? Nobody cares.
Community here, SEMA, we are all hands on deck right now to make sure that we are doing our best to
yeah, it killed 4 people.
Protect life and to find folks that are in need. We are asking for folks to do a couple things. One, please, if you can, stay off the road tonight.
They instituted a whole ass curfew. Like, why? I'll tell you why. Because around Union, Waterman, all those streets up there, Portland Place, a lot of rich mansions. A lot of mansions owned by rich people. If you're familiar with the McCloskeys from the protests a few years ago, the guy that had the AR and the lady with the pistol, yeah, their house is literally right off Kings Highway, one of those huge mansions. A lot of them got fucked up. And my guess is the money people put in a call to the mayor, who put in a call to the police, who was like, hey, yeah, keep those people from those blocks up there. Keep them away from our houses. So, yeah, God knows how many innocent people trying to get home are going to get fucked with or, God forbid, shot tonight. But, yeah, shit's swifty up there.
Make sure that the folks that need to get to these emergency locations can have access. And number 2, if you can, check on your loved ones, but stay off the phones. We are having limited cell phone access here, and so we are asking folks to just take a step back, check on text, and get off the phone so we can free up the line here. Again, I want to praise the emergency response here. The state of Missouri has been involved, St. Louis City. So just say one other thing. Yeah, we are in the process, I think I already might have mentioned.
It says St. Louis, Michigan. We are not in fucking Michigan.
Of declaring a state of emergency here. So we're doing that. Not only the mayor of the city of St. Louis, but we've got the...
It's a travesty that I have not been awarded the key to the St. Louis yet.
Comptroller.
Maybe I should run for mayor and give it to myself. I award Black Redguard the key to the city for his instrumental role in expanding knowledge of Marxism, Leninism, Maoism, and revolutionary theory. Here you go, Black Redguard. Oh, thank you.
And the president of the board.
Give me my flowers while I'm alive.
We are acting in unison here to make sure that we're freeing up funds and we can activate all tools possible to do the job we need to do here.
Let's just go through the prepared updates if you guys don't mind. First, Fire Chief Dennis Jenkerson.
Good afternoon. This storm hit approximately at about 3:15 this afternoon with the first initial calls coming in with the heavy wind. Crews of the fire right behind me took a major hit to start the storm off. Basically every window in the firehouse got blown out. They did evacuate the firehouse and started responding in this area. As the mayor indicated, this is a large hit on the city of St. Louis. We've got about approximately 20 square blocks. We just did an aerial survey. Right now, the first responders are going out and checking. We gridded off the area, so we divided the area, if you will, among the different task forces that are here. We've got 3 different task forces which are already on site. One of them is the St. Louis City Task Force. We have 2 more from the county. We also have Task Force 1 coming from Columbia, which
arrived. Oh, thank God they changed it.
In about 4 hours.
Even if it, I hate it. First they had us Michigan, which Eminem is associated with. Then they had us as Missouri, and Eminem was actually born here. Granted, he was born on the Kansas City side, so he doesn't have anything to do with St. Louis.
Do a very extensive search of all these buildings, but we have a lot of collapsed buildings right now.
20 blocks is tens of thousands of people. Hundreds of people at the least are homeless now. That's why that fucking curfew was stupid. Like, where the fuck is somebody that does not have a house? They can't afford hotel, anything like that. Yes, Salvation Army, which is a cult, and various other groups that are trying to help. But like, how the fuck do you find places, rush and find places for hundreds or if not thousands of homeless people to go? I worked at a homeless shelter. That's hard. I remember during the wintertime, winter outreach would literally just drop people off, and then we just get up and leave. I'm like, bro, you want to lose your fingers and toes? So I could convince them to sit down. But like, yeah, unhoused services all across the country are severely underfunded. The reason I'm unemployed right now is because my position was defunded. My position was engagement specialist, and I ended up being defunded. Nobody wants to pay social workers.
So we have 2 confirmed deaths north. We also have 1 confirmed death south.
The Purge? Good. I need a new suit. I'm too fat for the ones I wore in college. Actually, I'm not that fat.
On that park, which took a little bit of a hit as well. This is going to be a very exhausting and extensive search pattern. Because right now we're still in. We're gonna search every building tonight. We will.
Yeah, like, you don't know. Like, there could be an old lady who doesn't even. There could be several dozen old ladies with no cell phones. They don't know how to use cell phones. My grandma is almost 90 years old. She barely knows how to use a flip phone. Never mind a smartphone. Give BRG the key to the city treasury. Yeah. Every left organization in the United States, including my own, well, especially my own, feed your own first, will be some well-funded motherfuckers. But yeah, like, a lot of elders, a lot of people with limited, like, do you have any idea how many migrants, how many immigrants we have in St. Louis that have very, very limited English proficiency? If you don't speak English, you're not going to be able to call anybody. If your family isn't in town, nobody's going to even know you exist up here. Your employer doesn't give a shit. You're just a number and a pair of hands and feet to him. So, yeah, if you're trapped under a fucking building, you're renting a basement apartment somewhere, you're like paying, you're paying $200 a week to live in some lady's apartment or an attic, and you're crushed under all that shit. People may not know you exist until some firefighter smells you or hears you scrambling around in the rubble. And by that time, you may or may not be on the brink of death. Might not be anything the hospital could do to you. So, yeah, very, very dangerous situation.
We'll be on it.
Any fundraisers to plug? I will talk about mutual aid and what to do soon.
So it is.
Also, because I am not currently floating down the Mississippi River on a roll-top desk, shout out to anybody who gets that reference, or because I'm not currently buried under 15 tons of rubble, our stream about medical debt and what DSA chapters in Missouri can do to stop it, did do to help stop some of it, is still on for 5 o'clock p.m. tomorrow.
Right now,
we're going to have comrades from Columbia, True East chapter, and we're going to have comrades from Kansas City. And we're also going to have a very, very special guest, Tim Faust.
Now we don't have too many injuries, so it happened at rush hour. People were outside, so, you know, if there's any...
I saw a call for chainsaws to help take down trees and stuff on the north side and the west
silver lining
side.
Right now, we haven't had too many calls for major injuries.
Working on many of the same things that the fire department and our other city partners are doing. We're working on life safety, ensuring that everyone that's out there is safe. So we're doing a systematic check of homes in this large area right now. It's about 20 square blocks, and it goes from here north, west, and east. So we are working diligently to ensure that we are handling calls and ensuring that we are doing what we can to keep people safe. We'll continue to work throughout the night and as long as we need to be here to ensure that this community...
Whose hat? My hat? You like my Kangol? There. Now I'm LL Cool J.
community gets the resources that they need.
Could you describe the circumstances surrounding the fatality?
We will.
The prepared updates. Sarah Russell with Emergency Management.
Sure. Thank you all.
She is definitely a lesbian.
Just want to extend on the safety messages that everybody else has already been sharing with you today. But if you suspect that there are down power lines, please use extreme caution if you're going out to clean up any debris in
No, run out and touch the fucking power lines.
your yard or nearby
Get your Darwin Award here. Get your Darwin Award.
streets. If you do smell gas, please call Spire. If
Inhale.
If you see down power lines, please call Ameren. If you do require a city service, please call the Citizen Service Bureau or use their online forms to complete that
My mom used to work for the Citizen Service Bureau. She hated it.
data.
I think she got fired for crashing out on some white lady in a mansion on the phone.
Please reserve 911 for emergencies, as we know that we still have a lot of people that we're working with out in the community that has been most affected. So please give us the time and space to do the work that our first responders are doing and remain safe yourself.
Mayor Spencer has one more thing to add, okay? And then we'll get into the questions.
I just want to add, look, this is truly, truly devastating. And as we move through this, we are setting up shelter space. We've reached out to activate churches and other ways in which we can shelter folks. If you're a church or you're some other source that wants to and can open up to help folks through this extremely difficult time, please contact the Red Cross. We are working diligently to make sure that folks have a place to stay tonight.
You have a handsaw and some hatchets and a sledgehammer axe combo. I'm not posturing myself as a like expert on disaster relief, but I imagine some of that will be useful.
As we move through, this is a moving target. We just confirmed another fatality. There's going to be tough times for the city as we move through. I know folks, St. Louisans, want to help St. Louisans. I know that. We know that. We appreciate you, and we will be activating cleanups in the days to come. But please, for tonight, please stay off the roads and please stay off the phones if you can to make sure that we are prioritizing keeping people as safe as possible.
God, she has an irritating voice. Oh, yeah, it's more. Oh, kidders. I see cat. I share cat. Big ass tree just snapped in half. It looks like some type of construction crane pylon almost yeeted itself through that building, but that scaffolding there stopped it. This is where that guy had been buried. His name was Garfield. 45 years old. His whole house is just gone. Like, I'm used to seeing pictures of this in the South after massive disasters like this happen. Like, yeah, like Alabama, Mississippi, they get this shit down there, tornadoes and stuff like that. But like, this is St. Louis, Missouri, a very, very dense urban area. Like, just completely demolished dude's house. Also note that it's the firemen that are helping and it's the cops that are just standing around. Yeah, that's that bar that was mentioned. It's on MLK and Whittier. I'm surprised nobody was killed here. A whole fucking building just crumbled. I'm surprised there's no dead bodies. I guess they weren't that drunk. Here's more. Look at this tree entirely ripped up by the roots. Cops are there to shoot the tornado if it comes back. Like, look at this huge fucking tree. Like, just ripped up a substantial chunk of the street and sidewalk with it. Just completely uprooted out of the ground. I've never seen it that look at this. This is I believe by the Metrolink. But yeah, debris flies through and just smashes windows out, rips off roofs, shingles fucked up. This house here is completely destroyed. This house here is completely destroyed. The zoo and Forest Park are closed. Honestly, I don't give a fuck about the zoo and Forest Park. Like, those are, like, the city will take care of that. I'm concerned about the working class black people that have nowhere to go. They ain't got no houses no more. Look at this church roof ripped completely off. Completely off. Thank God for stone and brick. Tree smashed into a house. Tree smashed into another house. Tree smashed into another house. Half destroying it. This is the Makers District on Delmar. Basically gentrified bullshit. Solar panels all down. Yeah, I remember Joplin. I had a coworker that had just moved from down there. And he saw his old neighborhood on TV, completely flattened. Like you were playing Sim City and you just level a whole part of your town with a bulldozer. That's what that shit looked like. All this messed up. This is literally right around the corner from my old house. The restaurant completely destroyed. This is State Representative Marty Joe Murray. He says, calling all volunteers. This was a few hours ago. If you can help, we are organizing up at the YMCA in O'Fallon Park, 43 West Florissant Avenue, St. Louis, Missouri. North St. Louis needs us right now. Need chainsaws, water, gloves, power banks, and first aid kits. Check on your people, elderly and disabled or otherwise. That's what I've spent a lot of, since this shit hit. That's what I've been spending a lot of time doing. You have to. But texting people shit like this. We're still St. Louisans. But yeah, like, people are always talking about the crime in St. Louis. It's so bad. I'd never go there. Like, bruh, just my Facebook feed and my Twitter, in my text messages, is people checking on each other. It's people asking like, "Where you at? You good?" Like that's what St. Louis is. Like, yeah, we got some issues here. We've been had issues here. We're among the most segregated cities in the country, but right now that shit does not matter. Like these are human fucking beings that are suffering. So you've got people digging chainsaws and shovels out of garages, loading up their trucks with water and food, and going out to serve the community. It doesn't matter. We're all fucking St. Louisans. We're all in this shit together. And we're not going to let other people suffer. Oh yeah, that shitty plantation that people get married at, the Nottoway plantation, burned to the ground. Was it arson? I hope it was. More damage. These are sturdy, like these buildings are all like ancient. These are all like 120-year-old buildings. Well, maybe not 120 years old, but like 90, 100-year-old buildings. Just completely fucking stripped. I still can't get over that fucking church that crumbled. And this is what pisses me off. Why would you implement a curfew from 9 p.m. to 6 a.m.? Why would you do this? Because you're afraid somebody going to loot the mansions or loot the dollar store? Let them. People need food. Motherfuckers are homeless. Let them. It'll be replaced. All these business owners, all these huge corporations, they've got insurance. You got people that have nothing. You got old ladies that live off their social security checks. Let them send their grandkids out to get them some food. Where's your fucking heart? You just want to kill people and put them in jail. Anytime, no matter if it's storm or no storm. You were at Joplin, Drury? But yeah, it's like, this shit is surreal. I've never seen anything like this. Never, ever, ever. So yeah, community support volunteers sign up. You can sign up here to help if you are an STL. But yeah, I'm gonna try to get out and do some relief work tomorrow so that I don't get fat for real. This is Comrade Diaz member Alicia Sonier. The city SEMA is asking everybody to please avoid unnecessary travel. And yeah, there's really not much you can do in terms of disaster relief blundering around in the dark anyways. If you think to make things worse. But if you see downed trees, stoplights, overturned dumpsters, dark street or alley lights, take pictures and submit them to the Citizen Service Bureau. Oh, you're from Joplin. I forgot. Several confirmed tornadoes. Several. So yeah, this is bad. This is the worst I've ever seen. This is the worst a lot of people have ever seen. Like never have I seen such in my city. If you lost power or water, you're probably not going to be watching me. If you're homeless, you're not going to be watching me. But if by some freak you are, Hotel St. Louis is taking people in, check them out. But yeah, this shit heavily impacted the black working class of St. Louis. These are heavily black working class communities that got hit. What part of St. Louis got hit? North and west. South St. Louis barely had any damage. South County, where I am, barely had any damage. So yeah, heavily along the central corridor. Clayton got hit. Delmar, if you're familiar with the Delmar Divide, the neighborhoods north of Delmar got hit. Trees down all over the fucking place. Some of my old neighbors were sending me videos. Central West End, kind of upscale, richer area of town got hit. Forest Park, the zoo got hit. A lot of neighborhoods north of Delmar got hit. Full assessment of the damage really hasn't even been done. Like, for the past few hours, folks have been running around like chickens with their heads cut off. So I imagine we'll know more about it tomorrow, but still going to be streaming tomorrow because I'm a man of my word. But I'm going to go try to chuck some bricks and cut up some trees and serve the people because that's what Maoists do. Peace, and I will see you in the world.